Hey. I don't know what happened to the countdown, but I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. I am trying to figure it out. It is me again, Yolanda Givens, and I am the author of what? Let's Chat About Love. So this is going to be the third virtual discussion, and I'm always excited, but I'm super, super excited about tonight because I got some young folks here with me. My niece was like, TT, me and my friends, we want to talk about love. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. So we are here. If you are watching, please share. I have worked with young people, those that know me and have been knowing me. I have worked with, mentored, coached, trained, raised young people all of my entire life. Hey, I was a mother at 18, so I've been doing this, so I'm excited. I know I want to hear what they have to say. And as we've been having the conversations about love, we've been talking about, I mean, many of us mentioned, I know I mentioned that did my mom teach me about love? I mean, showed me love, but did she ever really have conversation with me about love? So I'm gonna bring them in. We are going to get started. Please, we welcome all comments. Let's support these young people. Let's do some shout outs to these young people. Let's let them know that we are listening to them, and let's give them some nuggets. You know what I'm saying? So please share, make comments. Let's be engaging. Let me bring them all in at once. They coming, I think. There they go. There they go. So let me introduce first, let me start off up there. Heaven, I want you to say hey. Heaven is a junior at University of Chicago, Woodlawn, right? Is that right? Okay. And then we got Courtney with the Superman t-shirt on. Courtney is a junior too, right? At South Shore. That correct? Okay. Then we got the big man on campus. We got Britt, who is a freshman at the University of Illinois in Champaign. So we appreciate him taking time to come and be with the ladies. And last but not least is my niece who said, TT, let's do this. That is Trinice, and she is a junior at South Shore as well. So hello. And y'all can on mic. We gonna get started. As long as you don't got no bunch of stuff going on in the background. So this conversation, is about love. And I wrote this book not necessarily thinking about young people, Generation Z, as they call you guys. But yeah, it's the one I read. It's all bent up. But I did begin to think about how important it is for how adults are communicating with their children about love, and what are they saying? What are they talking about? Are they listening? Are they showing? Are they having conversations? So we're going to start this conversation. I'm going to ask each one of you, and I don't know, you guys may not even be old enough to know what love is. We're going to find out. But so I'm going to start the conversation and just ask you to tell me in your mind what is love. And we're going to let Trinice start since this was her idea. What is love, Trinice?
So to me, it's like this feeling and action of caring and closeness to your peers or a person you love, or like, just overall people that's in your circle, in your area.
Okay. Okay. So I heard you say action. Action. What about you, Courtney? What is love to you?
Okay, so me, I think love is really like an emotion that you act on. Like Trini said, it's something that you show through your actions, like being there for someone, caring deeply, doing anything for somebody, basically like sacrificing, like someone that'll do anything for you, or you doing the same in return. It's just a deep connection between you and another person.
I like that. Deep connection. I like that. Deep connection between you and another person. Very good. Heaven, what is love to you? What does that mean?
To me, I feel like love, like I agree with what they said, and it's like feeling care and commitment towards another person, whether it's family, friend, or just a relationship. Like you feel close to that person, you feel complete.
Okay, you feel complete. I like that. Okay, Britt, what about you? What is love?
So I'm just pretty much piggybacking off what they said. I think, like she said, a deep emotional bond you have with people, something that usually you get or grow over a long time period. So that's something that just comes easily. It has to actually develop.
These young people know what they're talking about. Did y'all hear them say action, deep connection, a bond? It develops over time. It's something that you share with the people that you close to. Y'all hit it. I mean, we done with the conversation because y'all got it. Y'all definitely got it. So let me ask this: where did you learn that? Where did you learn that definition of love? Where does that come from in your life? Anybody can answer that.
Okay, I'll start off. Well, me, I think it started like with the bond within my family. Like me, I would, for example, I would say me and my siblings. I just feel like me and my siblings, we have the closest bonds. Like we have different age gaps, but it's like no matter the gap, like we just there, like we connected, like we like in this little circle, and we just like feed off of each other. Like even when we have our little arguments, disagreements, or whatever, it's just like, you know what? It's out the window. I still got love for you. I still care for you. I still do anything for you. I still put my life on the line for you because, you show me that in return. Then you just, it's like, I don't know how
That's
to.
that no, I got it. That's great. I love that. You learned love from your family. Who else? Where did you learn love?
So yeah, I definitely agree with her saying that love you learn love starting with your family. Then I feel
Mm,
like once you're able to get a good emotional bond that you learn naturally from your family, that allows you to you know have love for other people, such as friends and relationships, things like that. So yeah, I would
okay,
say the same thing started with my family.
great. That's what's up.
I definitely agree with both. I feel like it starts with your family because that's who you at home with, spend most percent of your time with. So you develop that connection with them, and then as you go out into the world and you start communicating with others, such as your peers or a person that you think you like or something like that, the you able to take from ideas of what you learned from your family about love and implement that into friendships and relationships and that.
I don't know why my dog barking. Bella, be quiet. Heaven, what about you? Where did you learn what you shared? Where did you learn that from?
Um, I feel like me is like family and friends.
Okay.
I don't know, like I really agree with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, they took the words out my mouth.
Okay. So what would so sounds like you guys have had a great experience in terms of understanding or beginning to first experience love with your family, which is so important. And Britt, I'm gonna throw it to you and ask you, why is that? Why do you think that's important? That that's the first place that you begin to experience love.
So I can even take it to like my psychology class I'm taking right now.
Okay.
We learned that our first real emotional bond is usually with our mother. How we learn attachment. That's one of the first stages of a child. You learn attachment from your mother and things like that. So if you don't get that love from your family, it's hard for you to be able to share that love with anybody else or even try to get it from anybody else.
Okay. So what do you think is going on in schools, in high school, as it relates to love? Are students even in college or high school, they how is love? How do you see it? Is it a good thing and everybody like, hey, we love each other? or what? Tell me, tell us what's going on in the schools and the role that love has or doesn't have.
I could start off. I honestly feel like you don't really see love in school because it's different grow up aspects. Like people grew up in different environments, and honestly feel like you have to have the connection of love from your family in order to be socializable with your peers and understand your peers. So some people that's in school, that's their first environment of seeing love or this idea of friendships and stuff like that, closeness. So you honestly don't really see, you may see it, you can see it in school, but it's not always there because of the growing aspect of how somebody grew up. They probably never had their parents in their life to give them that love and closeness.
Okay. Anybody else want to comment on that?
I can go. Or do you want to go first? That's
I can't. I was gonna say, I think in our generation, our school, and our time right now, you don't really see so much love being given. Like you don't really see it as much. And I think our generation, I just feel like we're more like branched off, more antisocial, more not wanting to be together. We're just more separate. Like it's like we don't really want to get to know each other. And another thing is, I think another major role that plays with love is trust. And I don't
Mm.
think we allow ourselves to trust each other to give off love to each other.
Wow. That's very true. Okay. Britt, you was gonna add to that?
See, what I was gonna say is, I think in school, a lot of people, I think there's a lot of what people think is love. Like, I don't think anybody really has a true love connection with a lot of people they see in school. And I think that's mostly because, like they were saying, it starts at home for one. And I don't really believe that some of the bonds that people have are as deep as they may feel they are. And that's why a lot of people
Hmm.
end up falling out and things like that so easily.
Okay, that's a good point. So that so you date, or you got a girlfriend, or you got a boyfriend, and oh, I love him or I love her. So are you saying, and anybody could answer this, that is that really like a like, or is it you really feel like, oh my God, and what makes you feel like I love this person?
Okay, I could talk. I feel like it really, like you said, it starts off as like. I don't
Hmm.
feel like you can start off a relationship saying that you love this person when you really haven't had the time to get to know this person, know what they do, or know like their personalities, or you don't know if that person is for you. So you can't really say you love that person because love is like, again, actions, and you don't know if that person is for you to love or you to give out love because they may not do it in return. So then you will feel like it's unbalanced. So I feel like the love, it's a like. It starts off as a like, and you develop that love over time as you get to know that person more and understand that person. You honestly, I feel like you have to understand anybody before you love them.
I like that. I love that. You have to understand someone before you love them. Okay, adults out there, they teaching us something. They teaching us something for real. Um, so let me ask this question. Do you think some of the fights in schools, some of the violence that's in the street, that's happening in your age bracket, do you think there is a breakdown of love? You think love plays a role, or the lack of love, I should say, plays a role in that?
I definitely do think that because it's like to each his own. Everybody interprets love differently. So
Hmm.
if you grew up in a home where your parents always was fighting and loving, or being fighting and arguing, you would probably think like, oh, that's love. My parents love each
Hmm.
other, but really,
Hmm.
it's not love. It's just kind of a toxic battlefield going on. But that's what you're used to. So you see it as a norm and you see it as loving somebody. So you go out on the street and you think that it's love and it's really not. And I think some people just don't know how to control their emotions, which is why the fights and the violence is happening. And I do think that it comes from a lack of love, because when people don't have the love at home, they go to other resources. And I think that's how young boys get into gangs and stuff, because it's like
Mm.
the bond. It's something, it's someone that's been there, it's going to be there. So that's where they found they love. So that's where they be in the streets, because it's more love in the streets than in their own homes.
Wow. That is definitely that's true. Anybody else want to comment on that?
I could comment on it. I definitely agree with Courtney. I feel like the lack of love definitely affects somebody social ability, if that makes sense. Because they don't know how to communicate. They don't know
Mm.
how to understand nobody. So you go out there in search of that type of love that you may see around you, but you're not getting that love. You may see it from peers, or you may see it from a gang that you like, oh well, they connect, they brothers or something like that. So let me
Mhm.
join to see if I get that same love. And then it'll be this idea of love. In order for you to be a part of us or love us or get the love from us, you have to go out and kill. You have to go out and do this. So I think that the lack of not having a dad or a mom or anybody that able to teach you valuable lessons, then you're gonna go out in the world not understanding how to love someone or how to get love from somebody without harming anybody.
Right. So if you just began to watch, we are chatting about love, and this is a group of young people. I say Generation Z because that's what they say they are. They in their age bracket. We have three high school juniors, and we have a college freshman, and they are sharing their perspective on love, what it is, where it comes from, and they schooling me. they, they dropping some nuggets. It's definitely, you guys are really sharing some great stuff. So I'm a move. You guys talked about getting love from in the home. You learn from your parents. What is self-love? I'm gonna start with Britt. Do you know what self-love is? And if so, what is it?
I guess to put it best, self love is just to really understand yourself, have feel value in yourself, and see how truly great that you are and all the things that you do
Mm,
are pretty much.
I love that. Okay. What about you, Heaven? What is self-love to you?
I agree with him. Self love to me means accepting who you are and not like letting what other people say affect how you feel about yourself. Basically, just I don't know, you know,
That's
just
good. Accepting who you are. I love that. Courtney, what do you say? What is self-love?
Um, what I would define self love as is you be with you, 24/7. You accepting your flaws, your mistakes, you being there for you, picking yourself up and just accepting who you are. Like just truly being okay with the skin that you in. Like no matter what, no judgment, just knowing that can't nobody tell you different no matter what. You can say a flaw about you, okay, I know that, and what? So
Mhm.
just accepting who you really are.
I love that. Okay, Trinice, what do you say? What is self-love?
I definitely agree with everybody. They saying accepting who you are. Yeah, I really feel like it starts there, accepting who you are and know what what triggers you so that you can avoid damaging yourself.
Hmm.
You able to fix what what triggers you so that it won't trigger you again. you able to pick yourself up, because you're not gonna always have somebody in that corner when you thinking about something. So you have to rely on your self-love to get yourself back up. um Definitely what Heaven said, like not letting nobody else tear you down, because it's always going to be you at the end of the day. You came into this world by yourself, so you could stand alone. That's what I feel like self-love is: accepting yourself and not triggering, not getting triggered so easily to
Mm.
damage yourself.
So, have either one of you ever struggled with self love? Has there ever been a moment where you was feeling like, mm, I don't know if I love myself, or are y'all like, I love myself all the
Uh,
time?
um, I used to struggle with self love. Like, I don't know. I used to look for reassurance.
Hmm.
Like, like if I'm in a relationship or something, like I would, I don't know, try to do what they want me to do, or like
Hmm.
not really be myself. And I had to get hurt to understand, like, I gotta know me and know what
Right.
I want instead of doing what somebody else wants.
Right. Thank you, Heaven, for being honest and sharing that. And that happens not just with you as teenagers or high school students or college students, with adults. We struggle with self love, and you're right. We at times want to be reassured that a person loves us, and that's definitely a sign of you having some struggles with the love that you have for yourself. And it is important that you learn how to redirect that, because it may happen over again. Somebody may hurt you or say something about you that could be damaging if you don't redirect that energy and really focus on what you guys talked about, which is loving who you are. How would you say you show yourself self-love? Because or how do you show yourself, or how do you keep yourself continuously loving on you? Is there anything that you think that you do that you can share, or is it just like a natural thing?
um I definitely feel like being in your adolescent years, that's when self love really comes out, and you have to learn what is it and what to do to keep your self love at a high rate. For me, I feel like keeping like my nails done, hair done, your space clean, keeping your area
Hmm.
clean, um, keeping of course your body clean,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's what really is for me. Or like just doing things to keep my mental health stable.
Hmm.
So like probably taking myself out somewhere, or doing something alone, or doing something with someone that's just like me, like Heaven, which is my best friend. So I
Hmm.
feel like doing something with her, or Courtney, which is my close friend, doing something with her, doing things like that will help my self love stay up to par. Yeah, just keeping myself clean. I feel like clean plays a role in self-love.
I love
Or
that. That absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Brett, what about you from a guy? How do you love on yourself
Well, I feel like in
continuously?
general,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
Hmm.
I feel like in general, the best way to show self love is really to just be yourself. Because, like as we mentioned before, self love is accepting yourself. So you show yourself self love by not trying to hide who you are, not trying to change for anybody. And then, of course, like she mentioned, you can do physical things for yourself, just help make sure your mental health is good and that you're straight as a person.
Okay, I love that. I love that. So, does social media, does TV, does movies play a role in love, the lack of love, or what you are experiencing as high school students and freshmen in college? Does social media play a role in that at all?
I can go. I think it definitely does. Social media, and then like even like you said, TV, movies. I feel like it all brings up like a fictional, like it is fiction. It doesn't give you a
Hmm.
realistic outlook on what love is. And people, since especially young people, since we're so influential And since we're so heavily involved with social media and things like that, we're seeking that kind of love when that's not really realistic to what we're gonna get. Because like a lot of times, movies and social media, all you see is the good. You don't see the bad or just the regular moments in between.
I like that. Anybody else have a comment about the role social media plays?
Um, I would say yes. Social media and TV, it does paint this little picture where everything's supposed to be perfect, and I think us as young people, we look at that and think that's just love. That's what it's supposed to be. That's it. That's all. You look at all of these people on Instagram or Facebook, all these famous people, showing off that they bought their girlfriend or their wives a new car or bought her flowers and stuff, and you see to Moneybag just bought her a new what he bought? A lamb. I want a lamb. Show me you love me because you bought me a lamb. Like, nah, that's not what love is. It's not about gifts and all that. It's about a deep connection that you feel with somebody. Because you gotta understand, we still young. We ain't in a tax bracket. You gotta yeah,
I
but
love it. Right?
yeah, like it's like we paint this fantasy in our head. Like, I think you should keep that fantasy as when you get older, because right now, like, I just feel as if I don't truly know the real definition of love, because I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still changing, I'm still evolving. So, you're gonna change as a person, so you just gotta be patient. Like, don't make another person's life be yours. Make your own life, make your own goals, your own, set yourself up for somebody that you want. Don't say, I want a man like what they always say, what's that prayer Sierra got to get Russell? You're gonna get your Russell, you just gotta wait, you gotta be patient, like looking at people and we wanted what they got, and you could really be getting a bigger blessing and don't even know it. You just gotta wait your turn.
Absolutely. I love that. So, Trinice, what you got to say about love, social media? What role does social media play? Movies, TV?
I definitely feel like they paint this picture that it's really not. Love has its own roller coaster in your life. Like,
Mm,
it's not just a straight roll where it's always going to be down times or it's always going to be up times. It's definitely a roller
wow.
coaster of its own. So I feel like you have to make sure you have your self love in order to dish out love. So it's not going to be, it's social media just like paints this picture that it's just one straight shot, one straight roll, like it's going to always be right there. Just go out and get it. You got to, like Courtney said, you got to let it come to you. So I feel like don't let social media or TV play like so much in your life. You got to be able to reframe yourself from social media so that you can understand what love is and things like that. So they definitely paint a picture. I mean, like, that's why they got actors. It's acting. It's not really um real. Some things are real life, but you have to see the downside of things and the upside of things. It's not going to always be a straight shot.
Okay. Heaven, you got anything to add to that?
No, I agree.
Okay. So and I probably should have asked you guys this before we started. Do you, I'm not going to say, so what do you think about when in my book I talk about God's love? And I say that God's love is the ultimate love. Do you guys think or have, or are you spiritual? And is that important to any of you that you understand God's love? Crickets.
I could go. For okay,
Don't worry, it was crickets when I had the adults too. Go
um,
ahead, Courtney.
I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not really a religious person. I'm not into
Okay.
individual religious belief or anything, and
Hmm.
not really spiritual, but I am trying to connect more within myself and learn about more religions, and I think that should be taught to us. Like, we should be exposed to different religions, not just one that our parents were But I think parents should branch us off and teach us about each and every religion so we could, go on our own, and because it's really all about your beliefs. So,
Hmm.
go on our own and see what really fits us. But I can say like I do, pray here and there. So I could say I feel as if when I pray I feel better. I feel
Okay.
like when I pray I feel like I let my stress off, like I could breathe again. Like it's like something is just like he's sitting in the room with me and I'm just letting all this out, all my frustration. So I do feel as if I sense something, I feel something, but I can't really say because I'm not really that religious or really know much about do religion and stuff.
That's great. I appreciate you being honest. And let me switch it up a little bit. So not just, I'm not say God, but just the universe or some higher power. Do you think that that plays a role in the love that you feel, or is there a lack because there's like something missing?
Okay, I could talk on that. I might have a loud background, but yes, I definitely feel like my angels that's in heaven right now provides me this love that you know this love of, again, closeness. They're not here with me but physically, but like they're here to protect me. And also, as well as God, like you call out for help when you need it. So I feel like they will provide you with that help or that guidance. um you know so yeah, I feel like that's what plays a role.
Right. I mean, I love it, and I appreciate the two of you, and all of you guys being really honest about that. And you're right. You may not know a particular a religion, but I love Courtney when you said, but when you pray, you know that you feel better, and it is important to. Um, be able to connect to whatever it is that you are connecting to. There's just some power in that. Trinice talking about like feeling like her angels are watching over her, and even though they're angels, they're still loving her, and that's important. So, what we're gonna get ready to wrap it up, and you guys have been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Is there anything that you just want to share that I missed um, as it relates to this? And then I'm gonna close it out by asking you guys to. Is there anything, any questions that you have? And so we'll just wrap it up. We're gonna go to the end. We're gonna go one by one, and I'm gonna ask each of you to share your final words. If you could say whatever you want, whether it's you want talking to your peers or that you want the adults, because we have adults watching, that you want the adults to know as it relates to this topic. Um, let's start with Heaven. Heaven, what's your final words to your peers or to the adults as it relates to love? What do you want to say, or what do you want them to know?
Um, I want to say something to the adults. Like,
Okay.
okay, being a parent, like, you can't, like, if you went through something in your past, you can't, like, try to project that on your child and make it seem like your child gonna go through that stuff. And you might think, like, the way your mindset is and the way that you talking to them is the, but sometimes you gotta look at it from their perspective and not really, like, I don't know, be so hard on a child. Let them make their mistakes, let them do them. And if they need your guidance along the way, of course help them, but like, yeah.
I love that. That the y'all adults, parents, teachers, guardians, whatever y'all hear, don't project your stuff onto them is what they saying. Allow them to grow. Allow them to grow and have their experience, their own experiences. So Courtney, what are your final words?
I kind of want to say something to my peers and my adults. To my peers, I want to say that just start loving yourself more, taking care of yourself more, give yourself breaks, and just don't stress so much. Like, we still kids, we still growing. Just enjoy it while we can. And to my adults, I definitely agree with Heaven when she says don't project what you went through with your parents onto your kids, because that really could break your child. Like, I think that parents, they go through a certain thing and they say, well, they received a certain type of love from their parents and they give it to us, and that's not how it should be. Just be better for your child and show your child what love truly is. Don't let nothing from the past get in the way. Forgive, really forgive
Mm.
parents, because I just feel like they live in their childhood years. They take that and they run with it, and you ain't gonna never be able to grow and really prosper until you really forgive them and forget that, because you forgiving them for you and not them. It's benefiting you.
Wow. I love that. Okay, Britt, what are your final words?
So this is mostly from my peers. It's kind of continuation of what we were saying earlier. Um, like my age and younger, don't go rushing or seeking love because that's how you create, I believe, false love, and that's how you get hurt, things like that. We're still young. We have our whole lives. Like we said, let it come naturally, and eventually you'll get your turn. So that was my biggest thing.
Wow. Man, y'all dropping it. Y'all dropping the sauce. Okay, Trinice, what you got to say? What are your final words?
Okay, I want to speak to my peers. I want to speak to both. First starting with my peers. You're going through your adolescent years, so it's going to be a roller coaster. You're gonna feel like you don't have love and sometimes, and you're gonna reach out for love, but start with yourself, like Courtney said. Figure out what makes you happy.
Mm.
Do that more instead of rushing, looking out, calling out for others' love. And then to my adults, like they were saying, spend more time to understand your child before you try to implement certain things on them, like certain things that you went through in your childhood life, like they said. Don't force that on them if that's not how your child is. Take time to understand your child before, and then the bond will be better, I feel like. And we didn't cover this, so I wanted to say something about it, but not
Go
get into
ahead.
details. Domestic violence is not love. And I honestly feel like everybody thinks that, well, not, I wouldn't say everybody. I would say certain people that didn't have that proper upbringing or something like that struggle with thinking that's love. But I would like to say, like, honestly, that's not love at all. It could damage you more than it damaged the person that you think you love. So get out of that relationship because it's honestly not worth it. And again, overall, let love come to you as far as relationships.
I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, these young people drop the juice, the sauce, the nuggets. Man, they educated us.
I,
Man, I really go ahead.
I was wanting to go back to when you said, did you ever um at a point in time think that you didn't have self love? And I wanted to say, when I was younger, like elementary school, I used to get teased. I was never a small girl. They boys used to tease me by my weight or whatever. And I would just say, when Trinice said, like, it really does start in your adolescence, it really does, because that being put on me, it really took a toll on me. Don't really want to go to school. So, like,
Mhm.
I would just say, like, it took me a long time to really know, like, self love, like, you really have to have it and what it really is. And I just wanted to say, like, talk to your kids, get involved in what's going on, because you never really know what's going on. And this day and age, like, we go through so much in school. Like, parents just think school is really learning, and it's really not. Like, our peers are very mean. Like, you really just
Mm.
got, I wouldn't say mean, but, like, you gotta. You gotta really know what's going on in your child's life, because what you think is happening is not. Like, check in with your child, ask them, know how they day going. If they seem a little distant or, off close, just check in, make sure they're okay, make sure nothing's wrong. Or
That's a very
have them talk to someone that they truly confide in. Even maybe they won't feel okay with telling you right away, but maybe if they talk to someone, it will help them open up to you.
So I'm you brought up something, and before we shut down, so Britt, I'm gonna ask you: is there a huge difference from high school to college as it relates to some of the things that they're talking about, relationships or bullying or feeling, you know, being mistreated? Have you seen a huge difference?
I would say it's just maybe on a broader scale because now we're older, we have more freedom. So you see what people may have done in high school, now they take that to another level. So not a complete difference.
Mm, okay. Okay. I'm so glad you said that, Trinice. Domestic violence, you're right, is definitely not love, and no one, no one should have that experience, but definitely not in high school and college. You should not be dealing with any level of domestic violence, and it goes both ways. It's not always the guy, you know being abusive to the girl. Is some girls out there that's hidden, and so I'm tell you, young ladies, don't hit guys either. Don't expect them not to hit you back. That it doesn't work like that. And so I'm glad that you made that point. You, four of you, have been phenomenal. You are, um, for me, the representation of young people, and I don't think that you get enough of this positive representation. So this was dope. um this was amazing. I really appreciate you guys. We may have to bring you back and do this again. So kudos. I celebrate you. Everybody watching, it celebrates you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I want to encourage you to stay on the path that you are on. Keep that energy that I saw tonight. When you feel like you're getting sidetracked, just pull yourself back in. When you're having those challenges and those struggles, find someone that you do trust, that you can talk to. It is important to find, have that person, and don't be shy about sharing and seeking help, and even asking your parents, like, I need some counseling, I need to talk to someone. So kudos, thank you, appreciate you. Keep getting all these straight A's. Just saying. Keep getting these straight A's. I know y'all getting, just putting it out there. Um, and I wish y'all the best. I love you all, you guys, so much. Man, we have had an amazing group of young people talking to us about love. They dope. They gave us some nuggets, some great stuff, good information. If you've been watching, you do know my last two um virtual discussions, I always like to end with something that I wrote in my book. So I want to share this: hatred, misery, and pain, the byproducts of not having, sharing, or understand love in the world, will only continue to tear through precious souls like these young people and render them helpless. Seems hard and harsh, but without love, how can life be joyous? Who wants to be rich, famous, successful without love? You see, life bears little to no meaning when love is not present. So I hope that all of you guys agree. If you haven't got my book, go get my book. We may have to do Generation Z version of the book. I appreciate you guys watching. Go back, listen, because they definitely dropped some nuggets. And I will see you next time. And have a good one.